like to welcome you to Enlightening Minds and Empowering Lives. I'm Dr. Kris Ramdhani, and today we are exploring one of humanity's greatest mysteries. I'm talking about consciousness. This is something that baffles a lot of people. Every thought, feeling, memory, and experience arises within consciousness. It is the awareness that allows us to know that we exist and to experience the world around us. Scientists study consciousness through the brain and the nervous system. And you also know that spiritual traditions have explored it through meditation, self-inquiry, and contemplation for thousands of years. Although we understand many aspects of the brain, consciousness itself remains one of the least understood phenomena. So by learning about it, we begin to understand ourselves on a much deeper level. Most of the psychologists describe different levels of awareness. You see, the conscious mind is where we think, we reason, and we make daily decisions. But beneath it lies the subconscious mind, which stores memories, habits, emotions, and learned behaviors that often influence us without realizing it. Many philosophers and spiritual traditions also speak of a deeper level of awareness, a state of pure observation that exists beyond ordinary thoughts and emotions. When we become more aware of these different levels, we begin to understand why we react the way we do and how lasting personal growth becomes possible. Our state of consciousness affects nearly every aspect of our health and well-being. You see, the way we think influences our emotions, and our emotional state can affect sleep, digestion, energy, relationships, and even how we respond to stress. So becoming more conscious does not mean ignoring life's challenges. Instead, it actually means noticing our thoughts and reactions before they control us. When we become aware of unhealthy habits, negative thinking, or chronic stress, we create the opportunity to choose healthier responses. Greater awareness often leads to better decision-making and a more balanced lifestyle. Fortunately, consciousness can be cultivated. Practices such as meditation, mindful breathing, yoga, prayer, journaling, and quiet reflection can actually help us to calm the mind and increase awareness. As mental noise increases, many people experience greater clarity, emotional balance, and inner peace. So expanding consciousness is not about escaping reality, but about seeing it more clearly. It allows us to become less reactive and more intentional in how we think, speak, and act. Even spending a few minutes each day in quiet reflection can bring this lifelong journey of personal growth. So expanding consciousness is not about escaping reality, but about seeing it more clearly. It allows us to become less reactive and more intentional in how we think, speak, and act. Even spending a few minutes each day in quiet reflection can bring this lifelong journey of personal growth.